Hi. Hey you, what up? Maryam here. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back. We have a new video on my channel. Today I'm reviewing NATASHA DENONA's new Zendo palette as well as the new Puff Paint Liquid Blush Serum blushes. I'm very excited because I got a PR package in the mail that includes both the Zendo palette and the Puff Paint blushes. So today's video is going to be a 2-for-1. I'm gonna add some timestamps down below and also right here for the blush and right here for the eyeshadow palette, so you can watch both or one or the other depending on what you are here for. Also expect a look, this one right here that I think is quite nice and quite, I outdid myself, kind of nice. So I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you so much for watching and for subscribing. Remember to hit that notification bell and that subscribe button if you aren't subscribed already. Notification bell is important so you can see all of my Wednesdays and Sundays videos because YouTube doesn't always notify, but we already know the story. So that said, let's get into it, shall we? So here is our PR package. Looks so gorgeous. I love the inspo. There's two looks as I see it, one on each eye. Both are leaning towards warm, but this palette may surprise you because it has warms and cools. So let me just give you a little synopsis of everything. So in this PR package, we have the Zendo eyeshadow palette, brand new from NATASHA DENONA. This is a $65 palette, so slightly smaller pans. 15 of them though. So what it is a brand new warm tone palette inspired by the best-selling mini Zendo, featuring 15 new iconic NATASHA DENONA pressed pigment eyeshadows. The Zendo palette includes hues of pink, brown, coral, and peach with pops of turquoise, a combination of shades that conceptualizes a mix of elements, an ambiance where wood meets metal and nature meets modern. I kinda love that. So I included some close-ups of the palette in both natural light and studio light just to give you some comparisons and also to show you what this palette looks like up close. So the reason why I'm even including that is because I find that this palette looks different in studio lights versus natural light. In fact, in natural light, I think it looks just a little bit more vibrant and a little bit more spring summery, whereas in my studio lights right now, I'm looking at it and it's looking very fall appropriate. The colors look just a little bit more wearable. So what you can expect from this palette is maximum color payoff, as with all NATASHA DENONA eyeshadows, minimal effort, ensuring user-friendly, pro-level results. This is why we love NATASHA DENONA eyeshadows, because this statement, I feel, is very true. Most of her eyeshadow formulations are in fact very user-friendly. There's very little fallout. They're super easy to work with, to create artistic looks with, and it does definitely give you this sense like you're an artist. Even if you're a makeup beginner, even if you're someone who's just playing around with colors, her products, specifically her eyeshadows, definitely make me feel a little bit more elevated and just more skilled, truly. Shades and formulas are hand designed by NATASHA DENONA. She is a world-renowned makeup artist, in case you guys don't know. Made with the highest quality pure color pigments, dazzling chroma crystals, luminous pearls, buttery smooth, hydrating eyeshadow formula wears beautifully on any skin type and skin tone. Formulated without talc, without parabens, without phthalates. Phthalates. Cruelty-free, paraben-free, made in Italy. Available on NATASHADENONA.com as well as Sephora US and Canada, Europe, Australia, New Zealand, Middle East, etc, etc, etc. Also available on Beautylish.com, Cult Beauty, look fantastic, feel unique, Harrods, Selfridges, and in stores of all the above that I just mentioned. So that is the Zendo palette. We're gonna do swatches in just a sec, but let me now introduce the Puff Paint Liquid Blush Serum. When I hear the words Puff Paint, I immediately think Puff Puff Pass. We've got 3 new silky liquid blush serum hybrids with perfect pigmentation to achieve an easy, soft, natural flush of color. Quick and healthy look in a bottle, formulated with skincare infusion technology to give you the best of both worlds. Can be used alone or on cheeks and lids for a monochromatic look. I will definitely be utilizing this for a little bit of a lid action today. So this is a mistake-proof formulation, allows for easy and even blending, while soft sponge applicator picks up the perfect amount of product. Basically, this is buildable, lightweight, and easy to apply. Long-lasting deep moisturization, even if after you take off your makeup, complements all skin tones and textures. How to use: apply to the apples of the cheeks with a fluffy brush or using your fingertips. Use on bare skin or on top of foundation. So you might have already noticed I am wearing foundation on my face, but nothing is set. There is no powder on my face outside of under my eyes where I have my concealer, just because I want to prevent creasing and so forth. So in this Puff Pass paint, we have 3 shades. We've got tan, which is a peachy tan. This kind of applies like a lip gloss. I'm gonna smudge out a little bit of that just to show you how it smudges. Very, very nice. You could definitely see that on the skin. We've got Daria, which is a pink coral. Boom, boom. Let's smudge a bit of that. Ooh, this one is pretty, 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 pretty. And last but not least, we have Bloom, which is a true cherry shade. And let's actually smudge that out on camera so you could really see how it smudges. This is stunning. Like truly, truly, truly good. Nice. Once blended out, I definitely see that the formula has a beautiful matte finish. It almost looks a little bit like a tint to me rather than a cream blush or a liquid blush. So I think what I'm gonna do first and foremost is actually try it out on my face before we get into anything else. It is hot in this room. I'm about to take my pants off, honestly. So if I didn't mention already, these are $22 each. Also made in Italy. Weight is 7 milliliters or 0.04 fluid ounces. Cruelty-free, paraben-free. So there's actually no shade name on the packaging. I do have the shade names here on the card, but I guess it would be nice if on the bottom it said which one is which. But anyway, at least the packaging matches the actual shade, so that's great. I'm gonna use Daria because this is the color that's really looking like me right now. I actually don't want to go straight from the tube directly onto my skin because I am wearing foundation. I definitely don't want to contaminate this little spongy, but I guess for the sake of this video, fuck it. I'm gonna add just like 3 little dots, and basically you can blend this out with your fingers or you can use a brush. So I'm gonna use this Fenty Beauty 125 face brush. Oh my god, that was just dreamy and so easy. Did you see that? Oh, what a beautiful flush of color. I want a little more, just on the back of the cheekbone, like that. But even 3 little dots is more than enough for me, just because I'm someone who tends to shy away from blush. I have giant cheeks, massive cheekbones, and so to me, I have to be careful with the way that I apply my blush or how much blush I actually apply on. That is so pretty, just so beautiful. It just brought my whole complexion to life. It made me feel more put together. It made me feel more pretty. Wow. All right, let's try the other side. 1, 2, and 3. Being very careful not to actually contaminate this little spongy poo. Just delicious. I'm gonna add just a pinch more. I mean, indeed, I do see that it's very buildable. If you want more of a punchy blush, you can definitely add more. But start off with a little bit. I feel like a little bit does go a long way. Oh, it's just so nice. First impression, I love it. We'll see how it wears, and of course I'll update you guys on that. Because especially with someone like myself with oily AF skin, my skin just eats up products. It eats up foundations, it eats up the color of blushes. I'm definitely gonna have to check in and see how this wears throughout the day before really formulating an opinion. But at first impression, this is stunning and it's so easy, and it's definitely something that I would reach for every day. I also love the 3 shades. I feel like they're very universal, and basically there's a color for everyone. So I'm also gonna use this one for my eyes in a little bit, but first let's just hold that thought and let's go to the Zendo palette now. So now we already know all the facts about the palette. Now it's time to swatch it. I hope swatch model is ready.
The first shade is Mindful.
Ooh, that sounds like a rare beauty type of name, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Sorry, I was thinking about the name Zendo. Do you know what Zendo means?
What does it mean?
I don't know.
No.
But anything, it's Japanese, and
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure of it, but anything that ends up do, it means the way of something.
Oh, the way of Zen. Ooh.
Maybe this way of Zen, like, so that's why like a dojo is where you train, or Shiseido, which is a brand, means way of the sword. Yeah.
Swatch model.
Sorry.
Knows his shit.
I smoked something good last night.
Puff, puff, pass. Next one.
Luster.
Luster. We didn't even talk about how gorgeous this first shade was.
It's just stunning.
Just stunning.
It's just, my arm is just like glowing.
All right, this one's gonna get a double dip. I don't think I actually picked up too much.
Pretty.
I was being a little stingy.
Very soft. Pretty.
Very. Next one.
Balance.
Like a Libra. Like me. Do you think I'm well balanced, Lee?
Balanced?
You think I could use a little more balance in my life?
I don't think anybody should ever be satisfied.
Oh my god, you are just a little too philosophical for me today. Anyway.
Flow, also known as computer blue. Whoa.
Oh my god. We got a lot of hate for not knowing computer blue, by the way. They called us posers.
I know, I should have known that one technically, but I was a little young.
Yeah, I mean, come on. You don't have to be a Prince fan to know all the Prince songs, okay? Anyway, back to Natasha.
Mantra.
Ooh!
It's pretty. I love greens.
Ah.
That's beautiful.
Hello. One dip. Let's crazy.
Aura.
Aura.
I love the names, by the way.
Names are great, yeah.
Really great names. And what I love about Natasha's palette, the color relationships to one another just seem so well thought out.
Right?
Like you could see multiple outfits, multiple eye looks, summer, hot, sexy, stay home, go out, be fun, be sad looks, all in one like palette.
$65 for this one.
That's a great deal.
Next one.
Vigor.
Vigor. That's a nice brick red type of red.
Relief.
Relief. Ooh. Ooh, I love when peachy shades actually swatch well. They typically never really do.
It's like a yellow.
It's kind of like a yellow. Look at that. It's stunning. Do you love your job as a swatch model?
Well, that's what I train for every day. I'm on special diets, forearm practice.
You've gotten a lot better.
I gotta make sure I don't get too much sun, keep color consistent.
Next one.
Equilibrium.
Oh my God, oh my God. I have no words. Next.
Breath.
And it's a beautiful minty shade.
$65?
$65. Look at that. Look at that. It's amazing.
Cents.
Yes.
That's crazy. Tranquil. You think I should shave my
No.
forearm hair?
No. You got nice wide forearms, so that's why I like to swatch on you, because there's so much more real estate.
This is Yama.
Yama. Yama. Oh, what is that?
This
This is Yama. Let's watch it.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow. I know a lot of girls would love that.
That's so
They would just
gorge.
throw that on the lid and walk out.
That's so gorge. All right. And the last one is...
Zeal.
Ah, I love olive shades like this. I'm kind of a sad swatch, but I think that's because I'm swatching it on your wrist here. Skin drags. No, not really the best swatch actually. It's getting triple dipped. Okay, there we go. And that is the Zendo palette, the Way of Zen.
Maybe.
Alright, so I am just quickly applying my Fenty Beauty eyeshadow primer that I love so much. I find that it works really well with Natasha Denona eyeshadows, and so I'm just gonna stick to that. I'm gonna stick to what works. So if you're looking for a good eyeshadow primer, you should get the Fenty one. So I've been using it for over a year now. I love it so much. It's my favorite go-to, and it works with ND shadows. Alright, so what I'm going to do first and foremost is actually attempt to use this Puff Paint blush on my lids because they told me I could. I'm gonna add that right here to the center of my eye socket, I guess. And I'm gonna blend that out with a big puffy fluffy brush from Lunar Beauty, LBE1 brush. Just gonna basically bring a little bit of that flush tone onto my lids, onto the center of my lids, just to tie everything together. Also, I have a very specific look in mind today with this palette. I was browsing Pinterest this morning and I just saw this gorgeous, gorgeous look that immediately reminded me of some of the shadows in the Zendo palette, and it also felt very springy and very summery, so I wanted to kind of recreate it, but of course in my own way, add my own little twist to it. So first I'm going to start out with a little bit of blush. I really like the way that it applied. It's definitely not too much, but you can still see it. I see it in my monitor, I see it in my mirror over here, I see it in my close-up mirror. I see it. Next up, I'm gonna use a different brush, this Morphe R39, and I am going to dip into this shade called Relief. So Relief was that corally peachy shade that swatched really well. And what I'm gonna do is just start packing it on to that center lid, but also keeping most of the color above the crease. Do you see what I'm doing? So we already have that nice peachy base, but now I just wanna add color and contrast. So that is what I'm doing with this shade. I'm just bringing it down. Do you see how pigmented that is? How gorgeous that is? This is what I wanted. This is what I needed. So again, just concentrating that right here on the top of, what is this called? The eye socket area. It's well above my crease. But if you have larger eyes, or if you're using this video for the tutorial, you may want to just keep yours in the crease. But if you have flatter eyes, if you have monolids, or any type of Asian eyes, then you can basically take this up to your brow, or basically in the space between your eyelash and your brow. Because, you know, some of us have more brow bone space, like me. Others have more lid space, like not me. And you can just play around with your features and just customize it to your liking. Okay, like that. I'm gonna look at my inspo, because this is looking very, very vibrant at the moment. I'm not even sure if I could pop up a picture from Pinterest onto my YouTube video, but I'm gonna try. I'm just gonna show you what I'm talking about. Hopefully I won't be penalized. Is that not stunning? Ooh, I'm kind of obsessed. And I feel like it's definitely giving me Zendo palette vibes. So I'm just gonna keep this here as a reference. I'm not gonna copy it exactly, but I just thought it was so pretty. So what I'm gonna do now is basically just blur out those edges to the inner corner, to the brow bone, to the outer portion, just keeping all the color in the center and then keeping all the blur in the edges. All right, that's good for now. Next, I'm gonna take that shade Calm and I'm gonna add that to my actual lid. So this shade has just a little bit of shimmer and it's a lot lighter, so I'm just layering those two again to help with the blending of the previous color. Yeah, and when I say that this shade has shimmer, I literally don't mean shimmer. It's just like a tad more satiny than the previous. It's not a flat matte, has a bit of a pearlescence, but really very slight. So far, these two blend together very well. They're applying very well. I'm pleased with everything that I'm seeing here. Just overall, I'm pleased. Easy and gorgeous. I'm gonna take a little bit of that Calm. I'm using the Dominique Cosmetics, the Packer brush. I'm gonna take whatever's on the tip. I'm actually gonna pick up a little bit of the previous shade just to add more color and add that to the center of my lower lash line, like that, for a bit of a pop. I like that a lot. That is feeling very pretty to me. Almost like K-beauty makeup. Almost like you've been crying. Almost like you need rescuing. And I don't mean that literally. I just mean that as a aesthetical term. Okay, just a bit more of that on the lid, like that. Oh, so cute. All right, I'm gonna leave those two colors alone for now. I may reach for Aura in a little bit because it was really also very interesting, kind of a duochrome shade. All right, so now I'm gonna take a slightly smaller brush. This one from Wayne Goss 06 brush, flat but wide but kind of fluffy, a versatile brush basically. I'm gonna pick up that mint shade called Breath and I'm gonna start adding that to that outer portion of the lid. So now this is very, very light. It's very light on me, so this look wouldn't necessarily work on someone who is tan or deeper complexion because this is very, very pastel-y and it's almost like a little too light, but I promise you I'm gonna make it work and I'm gonna make it my own so that it could be a little bit more wearable for a few more people, you know? But this mint shade is absolutely stunning. Like the fact that it's distinct, the fact that you can actually see that it's mint and not white is definitely something. So I'm just adding that here and not really so much blending, but more like overlapping with the previous peach and really just pulling out like that. I'm just adding a little bit at a time, starting off with a smidge and then just adding more and more color and then just pulling it out, overlapping it. It's really pretty and very unique for me. Like that. Oh my. All right, so next with the same brush, I'm going to highlight the inner corner tear duct, kind of heavily actually. Just dotting that on and flicking it up, flicking it down. Oh, so good. So, so good. So far, this palette has not disappointed me. Everything is really performing great and it's doing what I want it to do. Also, there's some cat hair in my eye per usual. All right, I'm also gonna take that shade and kind of just add that to the lower part of the tear duct, basically just surrounding this whole area like that. And then also like this, yeah. All right, so that's essentially the base. Let's compare that to the inspo. Yes, yes, that's right. But at this point is when I'm actually gonna close up that picture and I'm no longer gonna be inspired by it. Now is when I'm gonna make it my own and use some of the other colors in the shadow palette. My fingers are feeling like reaching for a little bit of luster, which is the gold shade right here. This may be a little bit too gold for what I'm going for, but I don't really care. I want it there anyway. Just want that hint of shimmer at the brow bone, like that, and then just blending it down with the previous shades, like that. So basically you don't even really see that shimmer, but it kind of just flows with the coral shadows and it makes everything blend into the skin a little bit better while giving just a subtle pop when the light hits. Can you even see that? Oh, right there, boom. Next, I am going to reach for that darker shade Zeal. This one really didn't swatch very well, but I'm sure it's gonna be fine upon application. I'm gonna use this Precise lip line from Sigma L06 brush to basically map out my wing. So I'm gonna start from the center of the lid. You see that? It definitely does apply very well. Instead of following my natural lash line, which kind of dips at the end, I'm gonna lift that and I'm gonna smudgy poo that angle into that mint, like that. Same thing here. Just kind of lifting and smudging. Not super precise. Like that. I'm gonna pick up a bit of that shade Calm and just layer that over here to the center, just so it's not too harsh. Next, I'm picking up a winged liner brush from Sigma, and I'm reaching for that Mantra. Ooh, this is the one. This one swatched well. It was just so beautiful. Reminded me of a deep forest shade. So what I'm doing here is I'm actually gonna start creating a wing like that, and just really elongating this whole area. Ooh, and basically just adding that color and creating that winged eye, but only at the outer corner. So I still have that conceal as the base, which makes it just a little bit less harsh, you know, because I first outlined the shape and now I'm applying this liner a little bit lower. So gorge. So far, no fallout with anything, just very seamless application. Do you see how precise that is, you guys? This is an eyeshadow and it feels like liquid. Better than liquid, in fact, because it's so much easier to use this as an eyeshadow. And this technique really allows you to keep the liner sharp, let's say at the outer edge, but also smudged at the top edge. And it helps you do that with little to no effort. All right, I'm really loving this. We're getting somewhere. Next thing I'm gonna do is add a little bit of that to the inner tear duct, just like that. And just like that. Same thing here. Nothing too drastic, just like a smidge, you know? But I really am liking the way that it's looking. Next, I'm gonna reach for the shade Yama. This was that duochrome or maybe triochrome. I'm not sure, but it feels very, very cushiony. And I definitely want to add that to this inner portion here. Not sure if that's even needed. Maybe I'll try that with my pinky instead. Just for a little subtle shimmer. Yes, it is needed. And the reason why it's needed is because this is a teal to peach shift. So it kind of ties these two colors together. You can't really see it on camera, so I'm gonna have to show you a close-up to really show you what I mean and why I made that choice. Wow, just really stunning, just really, really stunning. I am wowed. I am thinking, let's reach for the shade Vigor. So this red here that swatched great, looked great, that brick red. I just want to play with these two colors together, the peach and also the green, the mint. I'm gonna add just a little bit of that here to the lower lash line for a bit of sharpness, but I'm not gonna go too crazy. I'm actually gonna blend that out once more. Just got another idea. I'm gonna pick up Vigor, and with my eyes closed, I'm gonna extend that lower lash line a pinch in a wing like that. Just a pinch. This isn't really the best brush for it, but I'm gonna clean up one of the previous brushes that I used. I'm gonna utilize that instead. Yes. Back to that shade Vigor for that nice clean edge. Oh yeah. And once again, blend that out. We're almost like cleaning up that line underneath. Oh, I am just a bird of paradise today, aren't I? Thinking I may just want a little bit more mint just right here because I still don't want to lose the mint. I like the mint and I want to pinch more mint like that, just like that. And that's looking great. For the lashes, I'm going to curl my lashes real quick first, but I'm really curling them at an angle because I want to curl the front portion of the lashes more so than the back, because I'm actually going to apply some half lashes. These are Ela Lashes that I cut in half from LILLY Lashes. And I'm gonna add that to the outer half of the eye, like that. And then like that. Oh yeah. And then I'm gonna curl the bottom lashes and I'm gonna add my waterproof mascara second. So not before the lashes, but after. I'm doing this because I really wanna be careful in the way that I apply the false lashes, not covering up any of the color or art on my lids. Also, do you see how oily my forehead is getting? And that's because I have not set my foundation yet. And I will be doing that shortly. Just first, I wanna focus on these lashes, making sure that everything is blended together nicely. Like that, sweetie. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. You know, I get very excited when I create looks that I actually like, that I would actually wear, that actually represent me, that make me feel good, that make me feel artistic. Something about that energy just gives me more energy. It's magnetic. So far so good. Blush I can definitely see on my cheeks. It's looking nice. Everything is flowing great. So I can't really complain. I'm going to just press in my foundation on my forehead. I'm actually wearing the Orsay Hyaluronic Acid Foundation that I absolutely love. It was one of my favorites from last year. But if you want to know my favorites from this year, I do have a video on that. So do check it out. I'm just gonna press in that foundation, just redistribute it real quick. And then I'm gonna add my powder, my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. And my brushes all have cat hair on them. So gross. Don't blow on your brushes. I'm just gonna add a bit of that veil onto my face, specifically to those areas where I tend to get very oily, like my forehead. For my bronzer today, I'm just gonna reach for my good old trusty Hula from this Fouroscope palette. I really don't wanna take away from the eyes, so I'm gonna add just a little bit of subtle dimension to the forehead, just like that. Just a pinch under the cheek, pinch on the jawline, just a pinch here. I guess for the highlight, let's go for this highlighter here from the same palette. That's subtle but gorgeous. For the lips today, I almost kind of want to go subtle. I think all the beauty is in the eyes and the lips shouldn't be taken away from the eyes. So what I'm gonna do is hopefully find a nude pencil somewhere around here in this room. All right, we've got a Casa Zeta Jones. This one is called Primrose. It's a little bit lighter and a little bit rosier than the lip liner that I already have on, which was Pillow Talk from Charlotte T. I'm just gonna reline. I'm going to quickly blot. Kind of like that, so it almost looks like my natural lip color, but just a little bit cooler, a little bit pinkier. And I'm gonna use this Buxom Plump Shot Gloss. This one's new. I've been wanting to try it for a while, so let's try it. I'm gonna add some to the back of my hand first because I don't like contaminating all these pretty clear packages. And then I'm just gonna add that to the center of the lip. So essentially, this is my look. I quite like. Let me model. All right, I gotta say, I really, really, really love the eye look. I feel like it's very me, it's very artistic, it's very summery. It just feels fresh and cool and current. And I love my inspo, but I think I was able to take it a step up or just a notch in my own direction. And I really love the way that everything turned out. Yes, you can clearly see the inspo between the colors, but overall, I think I was able to make it my own. So now let's talk about the products. First and foremost, I think I'm gonna get a lot of use out of these Puff Puff Pass puff paint blushes, liquid blush serums to be exactly. These are $22 each. They glide on effortlessly. They blend out great with a brush. I haven't really tried it with a finger, but I didn't really see the need to try it out with a finger, given the fact that it works so easily with a brush. I will definitely update you to let you know how it wears throughout the day and how it wears on, I don't know, maybe more humid days on my oily AF skin. So definitely keep glued for the comments section where I will share my updates. And now on to the Zendo palette. I have to say, this palette probably isn't the most photogenic palette I've ever seen in my life. I wasn't as excited about this one when I saw it online, when I saw it on Instagram, as I was when I initially first opened it. And specifically when I saw it in natural light. In natural light, I feel like these colors speak volumes, but then in all this artificial studio light and also in photography, I just feel they get a little washed out, they get a little muted, they feel just a little bit more neutral than they are. But in fact, these are very gorgeous, very unique colors that I haven't really seen before. That's what I really love about NATASHA DENONA eyeshadows. Every formulation is so distinct, it's so specific, all the colors are uniquely mixed, you know, and so that's what we pay that high price for. Although this is a $65 palette, so much cheaper than her larger palettes that are at $129. So because of that, I think this is a great deal. If you are into warm shades, but also some pops of color in the cool shades, you will probably get a lot of wear and a lot of use out of this palette. I see summer, I see spring, I see fall, I even see holiday in this one. So definitely a keeper for me. And really there's no surprise there. I mean, it's NATASHA DENONA and I don't think I've ever not liked any one of her palettes. So yeah, that is my story. Those are my 2 cents and I am sticking to it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you liked this tutorial, this kind of artistic take on a summery look. Definitely let me know if you're gonna be trying out this look. If you do, take some pics, post them on the gram, tag me in your pics so I can see it, so I can like it, so we can be in communication. And with that said, I am going to zoom on out, Team Truth style, as always. Click on my 2 videos because they're right there. I put them there for a reason. So you can click on them so you can watch more me for you. Love you guys. Mwah.